Good afternoon, everybody. It's That Tommy P on That Tommy P's YouTube channel. I got a 944 turbo here. Just got to do the head gasket and stuff. No one could figure out what was wrong. Pulled the head. Head gasket was definitely toast. Turbo was blown, and I had some gunk all up in this intercooler. I sent both of these items out to Lindsay Racing, and they rebuilt and upgraded the turbo, cut this open, cleaned the intercooler out, and very impressive work. That all said and done probably ran about like $1,100. This is my cam cover. I gave this to the machine guy just to have him clean it. He's got a nice jet washer, but I got to reassemble this, put the cam back in, reshim the cam gear, and then I gotta put the head on with the new head gasket, and then that goes on top after you torque the head down. And then yeah, I'm gonna start getting into it on this. I already resealed everything down here. I find it easier to put the turbo in while you have the head out, just because it's way easier with the more room you have. As you can see, this thing fits in here pretty snug. There's actually a really long Allen key that runs right through this motor mount. You can barely see it all the way down there, right next to the steering column. But total nightmare to install. Huge pain in my ass. Yeah, so we're gonna start putting all of this back together little by little. I'm in no rush, but I want to try and practice making content for you guys, because I do have a bunch of other cool stuff that I'm working on and that I like to work on. So yeah, check me out. Please subscribe. Stay tuned for more, and I'll walk you guys through a bunch of important steps on this, and we'll get into some cool stuff. Alright guys, as you can see, it's a pain in the ass working on this car, whatever. So I got the intercooler in. I was going to put the turbo in tonight, but I have all this new hardware. They didn't send me new washers. I'm going to go get washers tomorrow, and these bolts and nuts for the exhaust charge, and then just washers for the downpipe. I got new gaskets. I put those in. I cleaned those up. If you're ever putting in an intercooler in these cars, or you got to remove yours, you have to remove this front nose cover. So just a couple Phillips heads up here, 4 on the top, and then there's one other one, or sorry, rather 2 other ones. These mirror both sides. I'm gonna try and get a good camera angle on it. Can't really barely see it, but it's right there, deep in there. You're gonna need a long Phillips head. And then you got 4 8mm, 1, 2, and a 10mm tucked up right underneath this piece of the nose panel. And that mirror is on both sides. Huge pain. Headlights have to be up. So now I've got that done. I'm going to put the headlights back down, connect the battery, put those back down, and then I got the new seals in here. These are just exhaust gaskets. I'm also going to grab some of that Permatex copper RTV. That's good stuff. I use it on a lot of manifolds, or whatever. It has a iffy sealing surface, such as something like this. This is pretty old school. So I'll just use some of that copper RTV, make sure it has a really good seal. I could show you these things from before. They're a pain in the ass to get out because they rust in there, but hey, they work, I guess. But got these out. Sometimes you have to use a drill a little section of them out. or just hammer them, get underneath them and pry them out. So what's next is I'm gonna get that hardware and start throwing that back together. FYI, this isn't the only car I'm working on. I have an LS over here, 6-liter, LY6. I have a truck, and I got the heads done on that. I got a cam for that. I got all the parts I need for that. Just haven't had the time. This has been taking up my garage and it's killing me. But I got an E36 out there with a roll cage in it, convertible, ready to go. And spoiler alert, I bought a couple cars since this car has been here, but I got rid of all of them. And I got another E36 1992 325i 4-door M50 non-Vanos. Always wanted to have one of those engines. I was going to buy just the engine just to have and maybe put in something one day. But I got a car. I got that running and driving. I welded the rear end, did the reinforcement, put a limited slip in it, and manual swapped it. So that's pretty cool. Sweet little car. Total pile of garbage, but you know, it'll be fun. I could bring a buddy with me to the drift track when I get this LS done, and we could shred all day or just keep it as a spare car, whatever. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start assembling this cam cover just to get that out of the way. It's tedious and whatever. I have all the hardware for it. I have all the seals and everything in here. I just got to figure out which ones go where, but that shouldn't be a problem. This is the one I need. Awesome. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll go back to the time lapse, but I will stop if there's anything interesting I want to show you guys, or you name it. Alright guys, I got the upper part of the head, the cam housing, all bundled up. Got the cam back in it, cam gear on. I just need to torque this. I will look up the factory torque spec tonight and torque it tomorrow. All new seals, all new shim. And I got the cam caps soaking in oil. I do need to bleed these with a screwdriver. You just press on that little button in the middle until you stop seeing air bubbles coming out. That's simple, quick. I'm in no rush on that, so I don't mind letting them soak overnight, you know. But cams in here, all sealed up, pretty. Yeah, so things to come. This of course goes on last, but good to have it back together since I took this car apart in October and now it's the end of January, so I hate working like that. I hate when stuff like that happens, but I was injured and I had to work and whatever. Also, getting that turbo and that intercooler done took way too long, but great work, can't complain. So tomorrow I'll get the hardware for the turbo. I just want to be anal while I have it all out. So I'll get the hardware for that. We'll slap the turbo on tomorrow. Might need a buddy to help. We'll see what I can do by myself. And then after that, we'll put the head on and start buttoning up the water pump timing and all that. I'll show you guys how to do that. I know it can be really tricky and it has to be in a certain spec, but also I have to run all the vacuum lines and oh my god, so much stuff. I have a bin. Just absolute chaos. Yeah. Took it apart 3 months ago. We'll put it back together to OE spec. Alright guys, it's the next day. I just got home from work. It's probably about 4 o'clock. Yeah, 4:03. I got some hardware for the turbo. I'm going to start the turbo install. Just give you guys a little bit of a closer look. Downpipe bolts in there. I have this heat shield for the turbo that goes here. It kind of blocks off that air oil separator. And then we have the turbo drain for oil. That actually is part of the motor mount. And then there's a long Allen bolt that runs right up through it, and then a shorter one for this side, and that mounts the turbo. And then your up pipe or charge side of the exhaust housing of the turbo will go onto this one. So I'm gonna put the time lapse on and enjoy. Alright, so I just want to personally thank Lindsay Racing for clocking the exhaust housing wrong after I got it all bolted up. The up pipe and down pipe, neither of them line up, so I had to get in there with a small 13, crack all of the clocking bolts loose, and now I can just barely wiggle the turbo. I'm gonna get it lined up best I can. I might even start the bolts for the down pipe and the up pipe, and then once everything's attached, snug it up. Many extra steps. You saw me fighting with this heat shield down here for the steering column, and as well as this bracket here for the intake manifold, which I forgot to put in. But yeah, so now I gotta fight this battle and then on to the next battle. What's up, guys? Sorry my camera died. I had it on the time lapse up there. However, I did get the turbo in. Fought with it for a while. It's probably like 7:30 now. It's all bolted up pipes on, down pipes on. Lindsay Racing did slightly clock this turbo wrong. I don't know why they didn't mark it with like a punch or something, but didn't want to line up. Huge pain in my butt, but got that all lined up. Everything's good. We got good feel, no grinding, no nothing. So that's hooked up. Now I'm gonna move on to the head and prep all that, swap out the studs, get ready for that. In the meantime, I gotta eat. Got barbecue fries, pulled pork, cheese curds, and tater tots on here with some chipotle barbecue sauce. So I'm gonna eat and then